Senator Harris, would you like to respond?
Absolutely. Whatever the vice president is claiming the administration has done, clearly it hasn't worked. When you're looking at over 210,000 dead bodies in our country, American lives that have been lost, families that are grieving that loss. And you know, the vice president is the head of the task force and knew on January 28th how serious this was. And then thanks to Bob Woodward, we learned that they knew about it. And then when that was exposed, the vice president said, when asked, well, why didn't y'all tell anybody? He said, because the president wanted people to remain calm.
Well, let's get
no, but Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add,
but
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I'm
speaking.
Yeah, you can have 15 more seconds, and then we'll give the vice president a chance to respond.
So I want to ask the American people, how calm were you when you were panicked about where you're going to get your next roll of toilet paper? How calm were you when your kids were sent home from school and you didn't know when they could go back? How calm were you when your children couldn't see your parents because you were afraid they could kill them?
Let's give Vice President Pence a chance to respond. Vice President Pence, you have 1 minute to respond.
You know, there's not a day gone by that I haven't thought of every American family that's lost a loved one. And I want all of you to know that you'll always be in our hearts and in our prayers.
So that was Kamala Harris with one of the biggest smackdowns of the night, where she was very insistent that Mike Pence not interrupt her during the vice presidential debate, basically saying, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. And I think that's vital. It's vital for so many reasons. The biggest one, of course, is that in the debate, the first one between Trump and Biden, moderated by Chris Wallace, Donald Trump interrupted Biden and Wallace no fewer than 145 times. Now, of course, Biden interrupted as well, but the tone was set early and often by Donald Trump, and it prevented people, regardless if they support Biden or Trump or they were undecided, from actually getting a clear debate. And I think it was crucial, not only for the moderator, but for Kamala Harris early on in this debate to set the tone clearly and emphatically. You're not going to interrupt me. I'm going to speak. And I do think it's important. I do think it's important given the optics of race and gender. As a woman of color, the first time a woman of color has been on this stage at this level, there's going to be movements to basically suggest that she doesn't fully belong there. There's going to be this sense that Mike Pence has a naturally more vice presidential look. And I think it was important for her to have a strong opening and say, look, I belong here. I should be respected. I'm a United States senator. And even if you don't like me, even if you're not going to vote for me, and personally, from my perspective, I was certainly not a Kamala Harris supporter during the Democratic primary. It was vital for her to say, look, my views matter, and I'm going to speak them clearly. And I think, as this debate goes forward, Kamala Harris has had a much stronger opening than either Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Mike Pence. I think she's really demonstrated that, at least from a rhetorical level, she can play this game at the highest level.